Hello, and welcome to a quick run through of the Svix webhook service. This is how it looks like once you sign up. Let's just go through the onboarding wizard. Let's get started. The first thing we'll do is create a consumer application. A consumer application defines where your messages are sent to. Usually, you would want one application for each of your customers. Let's copy that and paste it in the terminal. And that's it. We've created our first application. The second step is to actually send a message to that application. In this example, we'll use the automatically generated identifier from the previous step. Then when creating an application, we can use whatever identifier we want and use it interchangeably with the automatically created one for a fully stateless experience. So you don't need to save any Svix identifiers in your database, don't need to change any schemas. You just set whatever you already have. The second thing is to pass an event type. The event types is the type of event being sent. It also infers the schema. For example, in this case, we'll be sending an invoice.paid. And then the last part is sending the payload itself. This is the payload as it's going to be sent to your customers. Let's copy that, paste it in the terminal, and that's it. We're done. We've successfully sent our first message. As you may have noticed, we haven't actually sent it anywhere. To do that, we need to create an endpoint. An endpoint can either be created through the API at api.svix.com, or we can use what we call an application portal. The application portal is a pre-built UI that you can embed in an iframe and offer that to your customers. This is how it looks like when embedded in your fake application. As you can see, your customers can just add an endpoint, set whatever URL they want, decide which event types they're interested to listen to. So only messages of a certain type will be sent to this endpoint. In this case, we'll choose invoice and user created. And that's it. Okay, we already created some, so no need to create a new one. In this example, you can see we have like one bad one that will always fail and one that uses our own Svix webhooks emulator. That's like good for webhooks development. You can offer it to your customers. You can check it out later. And this is how an endpoint looks like. You can see there is, all the attempts that were sent to this endpoint. We can click a specific one. We can check it out. This is the payload that was actually sent. This is the endpoint it was sent to. It was a success. All the failures to the other endpoint. And you can see why it failed. So for example, in this case, it failed to resolve the DNS name as we would expect. Sorry. And then, we also sign all of the webhooks for security. So we can, you can have your customers can see the secret here. They can obviously also rotate it. And then we offer libraries for verifying all of those messages, and also a lot of documentation to show how it's done in different languages, different frameworks, etc. Another thing that we offer is the event catalog. Because we already know what events you send and like how the schemas looks like, we can automatically generate docs for you and show some examples, and your customers can make use of that. Another place where it's used is over here, where your customers can just send an example webhook to see what's going on. All of this UI was intended to be embedded in your own dashboard, so everything is customizable. You can change the colors, you can change the font, you can change the font size, you can change whatever you want to make sure that it matches your own experience. Again, check out our docs for more. And this is customer facing. And then when we go back to the dashboard, that is, where you manage your Svix account, you can see that you can create multiple environments. So a staging environment, a development environment, a US environment, an EU environment, whatever you need. And we offer much, much more. So please check out the docs or explore the dashboard. You can also check us out on Slack, email, or whatever you want. And we're happy to help.